Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm Mark Love. I am the um, librarian for sociology in the library here at Nichols, and today I'm going to talk to you about doing library research for sociology, and specifically some of the resources that you're going to need to use for your research assignment for this course. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here on the homepage of the library. I think, often the question I get is, or one of the most common questions I get from students is, how do I find the resource to need? How do I find the databases that are going to help me to find my sources and things like that? And I think if you can remember what I show you here today, or take a few notes, hopefully that'll save you some time when you go in to actually do your research and search for your sources. Hopefully, this will save you some time in order finding the resources that you need to use. Okay, so the first thing we want to do here is we're going to start with we're going to bypass the search box here and go straight to the subject guides. So we're going to go into resources and subject guides, and then we're going to find the subject guide for sociology. So we scroll down, find that, click the link there. Now, the reason why I suggest using the sociology or using the subject guides are that, we've created these guides for each subject, for the class, for the courses that are taught here, that have all of the resources that you're going to need to use for your research all in one place. And so I think in particular, when you get into your upper level courses like this one, it's good to have kind of a one-stop place you go where you're going to have all your resources in one place, especially if you've got to use specific resources and having to find multiple sources. So here for sociology, the most important tab for you to be aware of here on this page is the databases tab. So we're going to click on that. This is going to be where you're going to go to find journal articles. You can see here it's got some tips on just kind of general information about searching. So if you haven't done much searching in the past, this would be helpful to you, possibly, or hopefully that would be helpful to you as you begin your searching there, if you're not familiar with how to search or in the databases. Now, as we go down here, you can see the list of the databases that we have. The best one, I think, for sociology for you to use here is one called SOCI Index with full text. So the reason why I suggest starting with this one first, this is a subject or a sociology specific database here. So what you're going to get here are articles from scholarly journals within the field of sociology. So you're not going to get hits to journals from other areas, and so you're not going to get as many articles that won't be as helpful for your for the topics that you have. So what we can do here is search for our topic. So you have a film analysis to do. Are there any topics? Does anybody have a topic they'd like for me to search for here? You can just see. Go to, oh.
So, for instance, if your film analysis, if the movie that you pick focus a lot on crime, you can do crime and conflict theory.
Okay. Right. So here, yeah, I'm talking about crime and conflict theory. So we'll just type in, and you can use some of these suggestions or not. So say crime and conflict theory. So there it is there. Now we'll go down and we'll click the box next to full text. So this will um, restrict our search to full text articles only. Hopefully you'll be able to find what you need full text. And then if not, I'll show you some options beyond that. And then we'll click the box next to scholarly peer-reviewed journals. There are some popular titles in this database that aren't peer-reviewed. What we mean by peer-reviewed is the articles have been reviewed by peers within the field of sociology before the article is published. So that they're considered, and that's why a lot of times you're required to find articles that are peer-reviewed because they're considered to be stronger academic research. Okay, so we've got some different things to look at here. Now, it's all it's going to show you here in the search results are the titles. So in order to get a better idea of what some of these articles about, sometimes it's hard to tell from the title. You just click on the title here, and here we can see an abstract here. So the abstract gives us a little bit of a overview of what this article is about. So if we determine that it's going to be something that's going to be helpful for our topic, we'll then go in to the full text link. You can see that over here on the left. So either of these links will work. The PDF, if you see that link, that's a good option to use because it will allow you to download. You can download the article to your hard drive. So that's a nice aspect of the PDF version of the full text. And then from here, you've got some different options here. You see the citation link there. That'll help you when you're citing your sources. So just click on the citation link there. And then, Melinda, are you having them use APA?
Yes.
Okay, so you would just take the citation there in the APA format and you just plug that into your bibliography or your works cited page, and there you've got the citation. So it helps save you a lot of time. It's a very convenient feature here because it helps save you trying to look up the style manual and find examples and trying to figure out how to cite these things. You'll notice the little folder icon here. This is a good option to use, especially when you're looking for when you're trying to find multiple sources for a topic, because you can save this here, then we could go back in and change up our search terms here if we wanted to, add a different term or wanted to change what we had here. And then you could go back in to your folder and access that article that you found, because a lot of times you find a good one, then you get away from it, and a lot of times students have trouble finding their way back to the one that they found. So if you save it there, you've got it there. And so with that, I recommend going in here, logging in. You can come up with a username and password, or you can sign in with your Google account. So this does not have to be your student login. It can be whatever you like. And then each time you go into the database, you can sign in and access that running list that you have. Some other features here. It also does a new feature that they added, which is nice, is that you can save this to your Google Drive. So that's another way you can save what you find here. Go back to the result list here. Okay, so there's some other options that you have here. You can see some of these have the cited references here. Not all of them do, But what you can do is, in order to narrow it to the articles where you can see their work cited, you can just click the references available there. These are some other options for narrowing your search results. And of course, it's helpful to be able to see those references, especially if you find a really good article and you want to take a look at the sources that they use. And sometimes the full text of some of these are available. If not, and this goes for, and you can see requests through Iliad. So if this is something that we really want to take a look at that they've used here, and we do not have full text access to it, what you can do here is click request through Iliad. That takes you over to what we call our interlibrary loan system. And then you can just basically it goes ahead and populates the form for you. So when you log in, you use your student login there. You log in and then you click submit, and that requests that our library locate access to you to that article, find that article for you from another library. So we contact other libraries until we can find a copy of the article available for you. And then once we get secure that access to that article, what happens after a few days is you'll get an email sent to your student email from the staff in the library, and it'll ask you to log into your Iliad account, and there you'll find a dashboard there, and it'll be there with an electronic link for you to access the article. Usually it's a PDF link. You just go in and download it. And that's another option too. If you're searching and you're having trouble finding what you need with the full text limiter on, you can take that off, and that'll show you more. That'll increase your results there, and you can take a look at some of the other things that we may have citations to, but not full text. Also, another option here, you can see the date range. So, you can see here, we've got some, the database on some of these journals has complete runs going back to the beginning, but you may not be interested in old articles dealing with sociological theory, so you may want to adjust that. So, if we only want to look at, let's say, the last, 3 years, let's say, we could update that, and that really reduces the number of results that we have. Then from there, you can continue. You can take a look at the subject. So if you wanted to see those that, for example, that dealt with conceptual structures, you could look at the 3 that do there. And that's the way you can narrow your search results without having to go back in and change your keywords there, without having to change what you're searching for. So that's about all for this database. Like I said, I think that this database, hopefully you'll be able to find your sources there. I mean, it's the best database we have. It's sociology only, so hopefully you'll be able to find what you need there. There are some other databases that we have that are sort of thematic. They're focused on journals with that from a particular area of sociology. For example, we have abstracts in social gerontology. So if you were looking for theories that dealt with gerontology and the study of old age and so forth, you could go here and search there. And again, this is another EBSCO database, so the searching and the features work much the same way. Same thing with family studies, urban studies, race relations, violence and abuse, like domestic violence, drug abuse, things like that, alcoholism would be. And all these, as you see here, are EBSCO databases. So again, once you get the hang of using these EBSCO databases, they're all going to be very similar. Let's see, another option for you here would be to use JSTOR. JSTOR is a good database. It doesn't necessarily always have the newest content on topics, because it does include a lot of back issues of journals, but it is another good option. So if you're struggling to find articles in the EBSCO databases, it is an option where you can go over and log in and see what JSTOR might have. So we'll put in our top here, crime, and what was it again? It was crime and Melinda.
Conflict.
What was that again?
Conflict.
Conflict theory. Okay. Conflict theory. Okay. And then you just click add a search box if you wanted to add more terms. We'll click the box next to articles. That'll weed out hopefully a lot of the book reviews and things like that. Then we'll just scroll down and find the sociology there. You got 150 titles to look at there. And we're gonna click submit. So it does give you a little brief blurb there. We'll find some hits to your search terms. But to go in and to get an abstract, you just click there. And then usually there's an abstract over here on the lower left side. So there you can take a look at the abstract to see if this one is going to work for you. And then as far as downloading it, you want to bypass the reader here, which doesn't really work very well. You just want to go ahead and download it. So you just click accept, proceed to download, and that downloads the article for you. And so all of these are going to be in PDF format. Now it does have some options here as far as you can see the citation link there. So there it's giving you the correct format for APA. So you just copy that. And then as far as it does give you the option to save articles that you find as well. You just click the save button there, and then you go to the workspace. And then from there, you would log in. Let's see. So you just click login there, and you would go in to set up a username and password in order to save the articles that you found. Okay. So I think that, hopefully among these databases here, you'll be able to find what you need. I definitely use Iliad as you as you might need there, because that's a good way to get some sources. Depending on what your topic is, there may not be as much full text available. So be sure to work ahead of time. Give yourself some time if you do need to use Iliad, because it usually does take us a few days to get those articles. The more information on citation here, if you go to how to cite sources and then go to the citation guide. So if you end up with some tricky sources that maybe are not articles, journal articles so you don't have the citation tool there to use, you can come over here and take a look at some of the APA resources that we have. And then that's about it. If you do have a need to find a book, you can search for books here from this page. If you decide you want to find something from a specific journal, you can type in the title of that there and search for it. But again, the main tab you're going to want to be aware of is the databases tab here. And just make sure you remember the process to get back to the subject guide. Remember, you want to go to resources on the home page and then down to subject guides. And then if you have questions as you go along, my contact information is here. You can email me directly from this page. If you're struggling finding sources, you can click the schedule appointment button here, and we can set up an appointment for us to meet and for me to help you find some sources. Are there any questions? Feel free to use your microphone. If you don't have a microphone or you'd rather not use it, you can type into the chat box. Well, I hope, yeah, I think it was Chandrell that was having trouble hearing me. Hopefully she was able to get that worked out. Any questions? Okay. Well, if there's no questions now, just let me know when you do have questions. Like I said, my contact information you can find there on the subject guides. And thanks for being here today. And good luck on your assignment. You're welcome, Melinda. Thanks. Go ahead.